and this tutorial is how to make this wreath and this pumpkin. The wreath is made of a pool noodle, tape, and thumbtacks, and then this section that's more fall specific is completely detachable. That way you can use it for just about any season, just switch out the accessories and the ribbon. And this is one of those foam pumpkins. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, you can get them at Michael's. They're really cheap. And of course, brass thumbtacks. You're gonna need a lot of thumbtacks for this and a lot of spare time. This one took me about 3 hours to complete and 3,000 thumbtacks, so 10 of those little boxes of thumbtacks from the Dollar Tree. And this one took me about an hour and a half and I think about 800 thumbtacks. So find something good to watch on Netflix, sit down and get your thumbtacks ready. Everything that you need for this project can be purchased at the dollar store, and I think I purchased all but 2 of these items. You will need a pool noodle. This is optional, some foliage to add to the top, some ribbon to tie around the top of your wreath, some masking tape or paper tape, Gorilla Tape or masking tape, a serrated knife to cut the pool noodle, and a whole bunch of brass thumbtacks. First, you'll need to decide how big you want your wreath to be, and then cut off the excess from the pool noodle that you don't think you're going to be using. Then line up the ends of your pool noodle and tape them together. Next, take your paper tape or masking tape and wrap the entire wreath with this tape. This is going to help your push pins stay in place and stop them from falling out. Start in the part with the duct tape around it because that's going to be the worst and most annoying part. Stick in a thumbtack, and then put the next one in just barely overlapping the side of it. Now that my wreath is completely done, this is how it's going to permanently stay. I'm not going to actually attach anything, so I can use this in whichever season I like, and I will just change out the ribbon to suit the season. So I'm just going to take some of these leaves off, and I'm going to use some of my tape to tape them to each other. And next I'm going to take a nice long length of ribbon. I do want this to hang down about 2 inches from the bottom of the hook that I'm using to hang it on my door. So I'm just going to make sure I cut my ribbon long enough for that. I'll find the center of it, loop it through the wreath, and wrap it around the leaves. Once I've wrapped it around my wreath, I'll do an overhand knot halfway. Then I will take one side and make a small loop to hang on my door hanger. Tuck it underneath and pull it through. So that loop isn't going anywhere. And then tie a bow. And once that's all done, make sure you like the way your ribbons are curling. I did use a wire ribbon so that I can control this a little bit more, but you can use whichever kind of ribbon you like, or even some material, some jute rope maybe. Whatever you like is just fine. Then hang it up and you're ready to enjoy it. Next you'll need one of these fake type pumpkins. I got these 50% off at Michael's this week, so they were $4.50 each. You can get any kind of foam pumpkin, maybe even one of these from the Dollar Tree, just as long as it's soft enough to be able to stick a push pin in. And of course you will always need a ton of thumbtacks. And this is going to be really simple and easy to do. It's a lot like doing your wreath. You're just going to start from the stem of your pumpkin and kind of spiral around it to get started. One tip for getting this started if you have deep grooves in your pumpkins is to kind of exchange sides. Like I've got this groove right here and I'm going to switch this side to this side and intermittently space out these tacks so they're kind of staggered. I'm just going to put this one slightly further down, then I'll switch to the next side, put this one slightly further down, and that's going to keep a strong groove on the pumpkin. And then once you do the grooves, you fill in the spaces in between. And that is the finished product.
They will save useless, think what you can lose. Now on what you